Gate 14 podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Junta. We're joined. The whole band is here. I think that's 3 consecutive episodes, actually. We got JR in the mix. We got Avery in the mix. How are you boys doing?
Good. It's I almost missed today. I feel like shit. But there's one person on this pod who's supposed to flake, and that's Jeremy Roach. Can't be two guys.
Yeah, that can't be you. Could you imagine if Jeremy flaked today too, and you had to flake? It would have been a solo pod.
You think you could do that? You could definitely do that.
No, I don't think I could. I don't think I could. I'd have to have at least a cheat sheet of shit to talk about.
You could do a solo pod.
Maybe.
You would talk yourself into so much shit though if you just talking about yourself.
And then I'd look back and try to make clips, and I'd be like, wouldn't want to clip that. So I'll roast it in the
you'd be like, clip this, but you'd be talking to yourself.
Yeah,
you'd be like, fuck, I didn't mean to say
it. Would be that. Yeah, it definitely would be that. But before we go into the series, let's go into the Jersey game, because obviously a lot of listeners, it's like it bombards our TikTok comments. So we were planning on doing it tomorrow, but listen, we're not going to be all together tomorrow. These two dickheads are sitting in the 100 levels, like whatever, 5 rows behind home plate. I'm not spending money to sit over there, to sit near them. So we're going to change it. The date hasn't been announced yet. I don't know when it's going to be, but I want it to be a game where it's potentially not packed, right? Because I want to let the listeners know what seats we're going to be in, what sections, just if they want to stop by and say what's up, see me in the full jersey. If we would have did it tomorrow, it would have just been the most unplanned fucking thing of all time. We'll probably have a camera guy when we do that, right? We'll probably have someone following me around with a camera to see the funny looks I get and stuff. And I'm gonna make it up to you guys. I will wear cleats too. And that's how we'll make it up. That's a little bargain we're gonna be doing. So Avery, I guess actually I do the clips now, so I'll clip that. We're gonna be it's gonna be changed. We don't have a date yet. We will announce the date. I'm hoping it's going to be close to that July 1st game type of thing against the Rays, because that'll be electric. Good series. And it's going to be on a weekend. So I'm hoping it'll be that. But yeah, this would be the most clusterfuck thing. We wouldn't even get good content out of it. None of us would be together. So it has to be a game where all 3 of us can go to together. We'd have have a section where we're going to be sitting in, so everyone knows we're going to be there. That's what it's going to be. So I feel like that makes more sense, right, fellas?
Makes a lot of sense to me. I think we definitely need, for a video guy, it's probably going to be me who videos it all, but I think we're going to have to get it from the start, like you getting the gear on before we get to the stadium type thing. So we need to get it all together. And if we didn't go as a group, it would be tough to get that content, but
very, very tough.
It's going to happen. Johnny, I know you're going to fucking do it.
I'm going to do it. I mean, it's even crazy that people are questioning I'm going to do it. There's a video of me legit soiling myself on the fucking internet. So
Jerry, if they don't think
he'll do it.
People
were messaging me. That's was like, we gotta let them know he's not going, because people were doubting you. I was like, he's gonna do it.
I'm gonna do dude. What the?
You do need a Gate 14 pick tomorrow, though.
Yes, we will get a game. Like I said, I'll be at the game. It is wild. It is crazy to me that you two are all of a sudden. You guys claimed last episode, I'm not bougie, not bougie. You guys are pretty much sitting on the field tomorrow, right?
They were free tickets.
And by the way, listeners don't know this. You guys went to a Leaf playoff game 2 rows up. What about that too? And you guys aren't bougie.
Free tickets too.
So where do you get these free tickets from?
Well, this one's coming from my brother's work. And some guy was like, you want tickets? And he was like, sure, I'll take a set of 4. Like, of course, you're going to say yes. And you got to pick the game. So that was just like, okay. And then the other one was my dad just randomly got passed down 2 playoff tickets. And he was
that
like,
sucks. That's the
usually
worst.
He wouldn't even give those to me. And he did. So we got lucky.
He would take them for himself?
I've never been to a Leafs game. That was my first Leafs game.
That's fucking crazy.
I've probably tripled my amount of sporting events this year. Like going to the Rose Bowl was huge.
That was your first NFL game too, when we saw the Chargers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Good for
a lot of firsts.
This is the year of JR. This is the year of JR. But I got to go into something before we go into the game recap. And listen, so I'm known as a complain guy. I will hand up. I'll take that. Rogers TV. What in the flying fuck? My TV is 2 to 3 pitches behind what the actual game is. 2 to fucking 3. I look at my phone to get an update. the count is 1-2 on my fucking TV. The guy is stepping up to the fucking plate. It's crazy. Is it like that for you guys? It's like I might as well just fucking airplay my shit on the TV.
I always watch through my PS5, so I think I'm behind all the time too. But do you like? Is it MLB TV or is it just cable?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, mine's like, pretty good.
It's Rogers Infinite, whatever the fuck that is. Like you think these motherfuckers could figure it out? It's I'm not even over exaggerating. I wish I was. It's 3 pitches behind, like 3 to 4. It's crazy. So I thought I'd get that out of the way because I can't have alerts on my phone because I had to mute the score out because it happens like 2 minutes before it happens on the TV. It's crazy. And every time I'm watching a hockey playoff game, my phone is exploding after a goal. I'm looking at it's like, oh, I'm still on fucking commercial. It's wild. It's crazy. It's like it's obviously a first world problem, but it's something I deal with day to day. And I just want to let you guys know, #thank you, Johnny type of shit, because it is crazy the shit that I'm dealing with here. Thought I'd get that out of the way. I want to go into that. But I guess we'll talk about the series now, boys.
No, we need to talk about the Twitter fight we had.
The Twitter fight. Okay. Yeah, we'll go to the Twitter fight.
Not really a fight.
What was the Twitter fight?
No.
I wish T-Mac, and maybe can you guys message T-Mac? See if he can hop in this?
Oh, the Twitter fight.
Avery,
a literal fight.
Avery, hit up T-Mac. See if he'll join this because he was fucking shook. So, anyways, we have this.
I won't be able to put him on the YouTube video.
That's fine. He could just be a voice. He could just be a phone in. We're not putting his fucking mug on this shit. Okay, so hear me out. So
just call his actual phone, Ave.
No, like, it's not called his phone. Just send him the Zoom link. Just send him the Zoom link. He'll join in. I'll fucking put him in a body bag like I did in the DMs, and then he'll leave. So, anyways, so context on this. So I made the TikTok that Ryu is injured, and I brought up a great point. I said, "Is this the worst signing in recent memory of the Toronto Blue Jays?"
Mm-hmm.
That's not the craziest thing to say. The guy's getting paid 16th highest salary from starting pitchers in baseball. I can name you 30 guys that are better than fucking Ryu. So anyways, and T-Mac, I could tell, I don't know if that's how he talks. He was calling me a fucking idiot, a dummy, a dumb fuck. And I was like, whoa, this guy's getting awfully fucking wordy with me here. I think this guy's the biggest Ryu stan of all time. And he said, I don't think it was a bad signing. Really, T-Mac. And then Avery, his butt buddy, comes from the fucking clouds and is saying to me, he wasn't known as an injury guy. So then I put Avery in my back pocket.
No, that's not really what I said. I said I'm fine to give that guy a deal if he didn't have a significant arm injury history.
Okay. All right. So I guess I misworded it. What I was saying is it is a trash signing. And there's people in the TikTok comments, they're making fucking gone but not forgotten fucking videos of Ryu like he died. And they're saying he started the Toronto Blue Jays dynasty. No, he fucking didn't. The Young Guns did. No one was signing in Toronto because Hyun Jin Ryu fucking signed here. I can't believe that's like an argument point. Am I taking crazy pills for saying that? No one signed here because fucking Ryu did.
No, I think Ryu was the first one to sign to like buy into the core thinking this is going to be really good. And that's why people liked it.
That's still, I genuinely don't even think that even makes sense. Like Ryu was so like, he had that one good year. He was mediocre. I think majority of his career, he's a soft throwing lefty that turned out to be literally a number 5 guy 3 years into his career. He's the 4th or 5th starter on this team. That's what he is. And he's getting paid like a fucking 2 starter. That's why I said it's one of the worst signings in recent memory. And I got absolutely bombarded by fucking T-Mac. And I hope he fucking joins this Zoom call because I've never seen. He said he's joining.
Yeah, he does talk like that. Like he would call me a fucking dumb.
Johnny. It's just the way like T-Mac.
No, but I've never seen a bigger Ryu. I've never seen a bigger Ryu guy on planet Earth.
I thought he's like his
cousin.
He did come at you like heavy off the start. Like he did come off heavy, which is T-Mac thing to do. When he said sarcastically, "You're not serious." That's how he started off.
Well, you're not actually serious. And he didn't even have the balls to comment it from his fucking actual TikTok account. He commented it from his fucking college football account.
That's his actual TikTok account.
Okay. Well, anyways, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Then I search on the page and it's well. Well, fucking well. Look who is in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome T-Mac, the man in question here, who actually he's a resident in my fucking back pocket. It's T-Mac. T-Mac, so I brought it up. So you're a Ryu guy, plain and simple, and you thought it wasn't a crazy thing to like, it wasn't the worst signing in recent memory. And I ended up just statting you to death, which is something I never do. Give your reasoning. Give your talking points.
First off, the fact that I get this invitation after Kevin Gausman's probably worst start of the season and worst start in his last 2 years, so that I can feel even worse about the fact that I was taking this side on Ryu, because now the rotation seems like it's just down the shitter, I guess. I don't know. But my thing with Ryu is that I don't think the signing was made with the expectation that going into this season and in the last couple of years of the contract that he would be the best or even the second best pitcher on this team. Now, $20 million might say otherwise, like you've made it very clear to me, but I just don't think that the amount of money we paid him, you're not seeing $100 million, $200 million, $300 million on that price tag when we signed him. It's definitely been disappointing, but I could see why they signed him for that money at the time. And it's definitely bad, but I don't see it as crippling the franchise. And you said it was one of the worst signings.
In recent memory. I wasn't talking about fucking Jose Reyes back 8 years ago. I'm talking recent memory.
I do think this is a similar situation to what Russell Martin was. You brought up, you statted me to death on Tulowitzki. I kind of had to stop texting back because I was like, shit, because he was good in the playoffs, which is really what matters. But he was terrible when he was here. He was one of the most frustrating players. I loved him before he came to Toronto, and then he was terrible. I just don't think Ryu was definitely expected to be a great guy. He was good in his first year, not great last year. And it's been bad, but it doesn't frustrate me to the degree I think it frustrates you.
Okay. And hear me out, because, and Avery can maybe back me up on this. The TikTok comments were saying, like, just or other videos I was watching, he's a clubhouse presence. $20 million. If you're signing a guy for $20 million, you can't justify him as a clubhouse. In what world does a $20 million guy is a clubhouse presence?
Okay,
I was a clubhouse guy.
I might be an asshole here, but does he speak English?
Yeah, he doesn't. He has a translator.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I don't understand. People are saying he's mentoring Manoa. Manoa was nasty since he was 5 years old.
Mentoring Manoa.
What is he like? He giving him fucking sign language? How is he mentoring Manoa? For Christ's sakes, the clubhouse and T-Max, all right, you are not as delusional in that standpoint of the clubhouse presence thing, and like, oh, he's such a good guy to have in the locker room. He has as much of a clubhouse presence as fucking we do. He, like, I guarantee, especially when you're a starting pitcher, you're really isolated from the team. Like, you're not. I wouldn't say, especially a guy like, no, obviously he just doesn't speak English, which I'm assuming he's learning it, but he's no clubhouse presence at all. He doesn't teach the pitchers. He's not fucking. I just don't understand that whole aspect of it. Like, he's mentoring the guys and showing them how to pitch. I hope to fucking God he's not showing them how to fucking pitch, because if he gets a hold of fucking Manoa, we might be in nightmare territory, especially with Gossman. So you mentioned Gossman, by the way, Team. I want to bring this up to you. If Gossman is pitching like this the rest of the year, this Ryu signing continues to look fucking worse and worse and just plays into my card, right? Like, that's just plain and simple.
No, you're 100% right. Like, it does in the fact that you made it clear to me about, and I think it's probably true. The Kikuchi signing was because of like the quality of the signing was maybe because of the money spent elsewhere in the rotation. So if Gossman's throwing like this, then it just, Jer said it over text too, is that if we have to spend up on an arm instead of a left-handed bat, that would be tough. And I know from that aspect, but I just don't want us to forget that we did pay for those years that, the 2020 year, that is part of the deal. We can't purely think about it from right now.
Yeah. Well, he, in my opinion, he's in the same fucking book as Trevor Bauer. And that's noticed. Listen, Trevor Bauer obviously
what
has.
Do you mean by that?
He's in the same book. He's a Mickey Mouse year good pitcher. I fucking hate Trevor Bauer. He's the biggest loser maybe on planet Earth. He's in Zach Hampel territory of loser, and maybe that's something we can all agree on. I just fucking hate Trevor Bauer.
I'm not a Trevor Bauer guy either.
Yeah, he's just, and him and his fucking dumbass agent Rachel Luba. It's just the worst combo fucking ever. Like it, I have them blocked on TikTok. Both. I have like Rachel Luba blocked on TikTok. I never really see her on my For You page. I just hate her so much. I went out of my way to block her. So
you could have just unfollowed her, but you had to. Block
I never
her,
followed her. She would just show up on my For You page once in a while. She's just the most annoying agent. She thinks like, no, you know, I'm not gonna get into it. It's
So
she's
I'll
the
go.
worst.
I'll go back on the Ryu thing here. My main point when we were getting in this kind of argument, it was awesome, by the way. Just fighting with the boys over sports. There's really nothing better than that. Like just a heated argument. My phone was on 1%. I was just dying for a charger the whole time to get back to because I didn't want fucking John to yell at me for not being ready to talk back. You know, saying I'm on T-Mac's
well,
side.
you were riding T-Mac's coattail, but
Well,
that's
because
fine.
I believe if I thought you were right, I would have agreed with you. But I think for me, the whole thing was I didn't think the money that we gave him had crippled the team to not sign other people. And I think kind of Jared, how he explained it to me is we could have definitely got a better arm other than Kikuchi if we didn't have this Ryu contract. So
Kikuchi's dog shit, right? He I mean, the guy throws gas, rightfully so, but he is fucking atrocious. That game against the Orioles, and crazy enough, it wasn't even the worst pitched game of the series. You know what? Fuck Kikuchi. Kevin Gausman has to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
And T-Mac, you maybe chime in on this because this is the T-Mac episode now. I don't know if we're gonna call this. I don't know what we'll call it, but Kevin Gausman today. I genuinely, and I'm not, I made a TikTok the other day roasting these type of people. I could have got a knock off him. I genuinely think I would have barreled up a ball. He was throwing cock shots. He wasn't throwing strikes. If you give up a 7 spot to the Baltimore Orioles, that's it. The contract, that should be a clause in the contract. You give up 7 to the Orioles, you get half of what you deserve this year. That's what it should be. But T-Mac, what did you see just based off of your expert in the newspaper Milton Red Sox analysis from Kevin Gausman today?
I guess seeing the colors that the Orioles are made it go back to whatever it was. What is it, 16, 17, when he was the most hittable pitcher on planet Earth, like one of the worst. Probably, I wonder how close he was to being out of the league at that point, because he was terrible in Baltimore. It's incredible what he's been able to do to bounce back. I don't think this is like. Do you guys think this is Rob? Like he's in that Robbie Ray territory? Like I just think his stuff is way different. Like in terms of the like Ray's, the two of them are completely different pitchers. I think that Gossman's stuff will continue to be. He'll figure it out and will continue to be good beyond, this season and into next and so forth.
all right, stats. I got stats for you guys.
Here we go.
Kevin Gausman, first 6 starts, 45 innings pitched, 2.23 xFIP, 30.9% K rate, and a 1.1 walk rate. So that was really good, obviously. Last 5 starts, only 25.2 innings pitched, 3.87 FIP. That's a whole run. His K rate has dropped 10 points to 19.8%, and his walk rate is up 6 points, 6.9.
Jesus Christ.
And his swinging strike rate is down 5%.
Oh my God. So he's either
he was also pitching like absurdly well. Like his walk rate going up is like his walk rate fucking ridiculous.
He has 1.1
like guys in his first 3 starts. I'm not worried about Gossman. I mean, he still has an ERA under 3. I mean, this was a bad start.
No, he
obviously.
doesn't. That's a fake. We're about to get roasted. We're about to get roasted in the comments because ERA is above 3 now.
No. Oh,
yes, it is. Game? It's 3.21.
Not great.
I wish it was under 3 for Christ. If you give up 7 to the Orioles, it should double. His ERA should be fucking 4.6 right now.
Yeah, it was 2.68 before the start.
Yeah, it's terrible. But T-Mac, we'll have you end it here. The T-Mac appearance. Maybe we'll do this once a week or something like that. Get T-Mac in the mix here. T-Mac, give us a fucking pick for tomorrow. Because this is going to be airing tomorrow, so you're going to be right in. I'm putting you on the spot because I'm going to ride this. I'm talking 3 to 4 figure range. So this is your balls are in the fucking.
This is completely unfair because it's Friday, so all these series are going to flip. I don't even know who's playing tomorrow. To be completely honest with you, If the
Tweet it
Rockies
out.
are
You
still at home,
You should tweet it
I
out
don't know.
Tweet it
tomorrow.
out and tag me. Tweet it out and tag me.
okay, I will.
Tweet
I
it
will.
out and tag me.
I will find something. I'm usually honestly this. I don't know if you guys have noticed this because I think I said it to Avery. I haven't said it to you, Johnny. But this time of year is when these spreads, or not these spreads, these money lines start to like get way too big, and it's tough to bet. Like I'm talking like minus 350s, minus 240s, teams that are minus 180 that like a month ago would probably be minus 130, and it makes betting on baseball very, very tough.
Yeah, you just at that point it's to take totals or first five. That it's totals or first five at that point. But actually, this is how we're gonna have you end it because we always do a prediction at the end of the show what the series is gonna be, who's gonna win the series, who's gonna shine as a hitter, who's gonna be the best pitcher. Let's have you end it out on that, T-Mac.
Oh God, it's the Yankees this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would let who's going on Sunday.
It's Garrett Cole versus Kikuchi.
I want Garrett Cole's. I want Garrett Cole's ass. He's a fraud. I think I would. There needs to be a bounce back after this week. Splitting with the Orioles is less than ideal. So let's go 2-1, and I'm gonna go Matt. I know Abe's thinking Matt Chapman's due to kind of get things firing. So I'm saying he's gonna take Garrett Cole deep on Sunday.
Nice.
That's what I'll go with.
Wow. And there you have it, folks. Always brilliant, always clever. T-Mac, it was a pleasure, man. Welcome to the Gate 14. A lot of people are, can I come on the pod? Could I come on the pod? No, you have to be invited to come on the pod. It's like the fucking Masters. All right. You got to qualify to be in this thing. All right. So T-Mac, thank you for joining, man.
T-Mac,
thank you, boys.
We'll talk tomorrow.
Love you.
See you, buddy.
See you, fellas.
And that was the great T-Mac, ladies and gents. Always, he's like, and
Class,
the crazy
man.
thing
Third
is,
class.
the crazy thing is, T-Mac is 7 appearances away from surpassing JR on the podcast.
I'm like he's like the call up closer, and I'm like the long reliever, right? That I'm on the team, but T-Mac is the call up from the minors, and so at some point,
T-Mac
I might get demoted, for Christ's sake.
This might be a shot at T-Mac is Beasley. He's the guy you call up, maybe a taxi squad guy. Actually, no, that's too mean. No, he's not Beasley. I don't know who to compare him to. But yeah, I mean, obviously we were talking about that Orioles series, man, and we got a little cocky in the group chat. We were saying, oh my God, we faced this team 17 times. The split with the Orioles has to be, in my opinion, that and like putting up like the 0 against the Yankees when J-Mo pitched, like that series was pretty embarrassing, but this has to be up there, right? Like the Jays didn't even stand a chance today. They were dead right from the first inning. They were down 1-0. It was like, uh-oh. And then Gossman just got absolutely dog walked. So Avery or JR, what did you see? Like what obviously like we got to watch the series as a whole, and the Jays showed great parts. And then obviously today was one of the worst games I ever watched in my life.
Yeah, I mean, like these are just we talked about it. I mean, this is supposed to be we want to be a World Series. We expect, like, now that we're competing for World Series, you got to beat the bad teams. You got to win those series. The good teams win these series. Yankees have been doing it all year, and that's why they have a way better record than us right now. It's tough because we've seen this for the past couple of years. I know we haven't been the same team, but like, we saw it last year, man, when push came to shove and there was the last couple series, we didn't win crucial games against bad teams. We got to find a way to beat up on bad teams. You can't take a game off. And it feels like today we kind of took this game off, and Gossman maybe just didn't take it as serious and thought he would run over these guys, and you got fucking mandated tonight. But this could be good for him, man. Like, I know he said he came to the media and obviously he said it was embarrassing. I hope it's a little bit of a wake-up call that, like, fuck, you can't take any team lightly in this league.
Avery?
Yeah. So Kevin Gausman said he just didn't have energy today. It's like, man.
What?
Fuck.
Yeah, he said something
Did he
along
say
those
that?
lines. Yeah, he just didn't have it, is what he said. And that was pretty fucking obvious. Like, you can't disagree with that at all. But for me, I don't think see where I'm starting to wrap my head around is the Orioles are over 500 against the AL East.
They're not bad. No, they're seriously not bad.
And I think that's where the Yankees have kept separating themselves of, I wouldn't even call the Orioles bad. They're just last in our division, right? So you gotta beat up on that team that's losing to the other teams in that division. But it's just making me more scared of the Yankees that they can just, the Jays have 100 at-bats against the Orioles. The Yankees have like 450. I was looking it up today. Like we just haven't even played them the same amount. Just so different. But Ryan Mountcastle becomes Barry Bonds when he faces the Blue Jays. Austin Hayes somehow is like just so good. Mike Trout now. The one thing I really have a problem with, they're the two best players in all of baseball. Austin Hayes and
When
Ryan
they face the
Mountcastle.
Jays.
I thought you were
Yes,
going
when
to go
they
through
face the
their
Jays.
entire lineup.
No.
When they
So the one thing I think that our front office has done a horrible job of is developing a bullpen.
Yes. Terrible.
So look at the New York Yankees and look at the Baltimore Orioles and then the Rays, I guess. The Red Sox haven't done a good job. They didn't get anyone really this offseason. But who the fuck are the guys in the back end of the Orioles bullpen? And how do they throw all 100 with balls that sing that much every single time? And we can't find a guy off the street to fucking throw 93. We have Trevor Richards.
Yeah, you're right. I think though Boston, they've done a good job with their pen. Like in the past, like they've relied on their pen more than their rotation. Their rotation's been bad, but their pen, like Whitlock, like Barnes, like those guys have been pretty like rocks for them.
Yeah, they would be good if like Chris Sale and James Paxton were healthy. You'd right. Their bullpen would be a lot better. I agree.
Yeah. Like if they were throwing their top four arms in that pen going, like I trust them over ours, to be honest. But you're right though, man. Like when we were really good, the 2016, 2015 year, I forget who we got at the deadline.
Grilly was fucked.
Okay, Grilly was good, but we got someone else from I think Seattle. I forget his name. Reliever came, he was having an unreal year, came over, and he was a dog who always threw like the 7th inning for us. But it was a trade, like a crucial trade that ended up being a huge piece. And we need to make a trade like that. We need another. I mean, does anyone know what the fuck is like? I'm gonna bring this up like every single episode, but like, is Pearson alive? Like, is Nate Pearson like, is he okay in AAA?
I'll say
like,
this.
Do we know?
I would risk my
We had Steve Delabar that year too, 2015.
Steve Delabar. Holy shit. I've heard that name in so long. I
forget
risk
this guy's name.
I would risk my nut to have Dylan Tate. Watching that guy pitch this week, holy shit. Just so much run on it. It's
we had
crazy.
LaTroy Hawkins, Jer.
LaTroy Hawkins.
Is that who you're thinking
That's
of?
from Colorado.
Yeah.
I don't know if that sounds
He definitely
familiar.
threw like the 7th inning in all those games. Or yeah,
It's not even like a hot take for you to say that, Jeremy. It's like you need a good bullpen to win a championship. Like every single team has had a good, and the Jays, every listener, close your eye right now. We're in the playoffs, right? ALDS, Jays are up 2. It's the 6th inning. The starter got pulled. Are you happy with fucking Trevor Richards coming out of the fucking bullpen? Are you happy with Adam Simber, who I guess he's okay, been coming out of the bullpen? No, you want a fucking power arm to shove it down their fucking throat, dude. And the Jays don't have those type of guys, right? They really don't. Romano is the only dog in that bullpen. We saw Jimmy Garcia get exposed this week. Trevor Richards is the human fucking pitching machine, and Adam Simber throws 88-mile-an-hour fastballs. Like, I seriously, if the Jays don't figure this out in the bullpen, this is going to be the fucking killing point of them, like it is every single year. We saw it last year with fucking Chatwood, Brad Hand, all these guys, and we're going to see it this year if they don't figure this the fuck out. This is terrible. And here's another fucking stat for you, Avery. If the Yankees finish 500 the rest of the year, they still have fucking 96 wins. If they finish 500.
Jesus.
That's horrible. Okay, so I'm looking at this team again. That's a fuck stat, by the way. We have a certain all MLB closer on this 2015 Blue Jays staff. Do you know who it is?
Liam Hendrick.
Yep. Liam Hendricks is on this team. Liam Hendricks, Roberto Ozuna, Aaron Loop, all those guys.
Fuck, that was such a good bullpen too. I remember Grilly was so electric out of the pen too.
I don't
Grilly
think Grilly was on this team.
2016. Grilly was 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just remember Grilly coming out of the bullpen, and then like obviously you have that picture of the Rogers Center, everyone wearing blue and white and fucking just a buzz. and Grilly comes out with his long hair. Just I don't remember what his walkouts like. He's just so fucking electric. But yeah, reason that's not crazy.
Yeah,
Yankees finished 500 the rest of the year. It might even be worse now because they just won 2 in a row since I saw that tweet. But if they finished, I guess we can say 2 games under 500, they are still at 96 wins this year. Isn't that one of the craziest stats? Like, that just goes to show you the Jays need to fucking figure it the fuck out soon, like now.
So because the Yankees are going to run away with this thing, right? We can all kind of agree.
Yes, I'm not even saying I'm a Yankee hater. And so like all of us are, they're going to win the division. It's not even close.
So do you think it's better for us going into the playoffs being in a like division race or a wild card race? Because I don't think there's really a race in the wild card if we keep playing the way we. And then you just kind of coast.
The Jays are
playoffs,
5.
right?
I think they're 5 games up in the wild card right now. The Jays. So it's not even like. See, the thing is, right? If you're playing in a division race, you're pretty much guaranteed, especially in the AL East, you're guaranteed to make the playoffs no matter what, right? So is the division race the craziest thing to fucking be a part of, where it's like we're still in the playoffs here, we're just fighting for the division? I think the wild card is more like balls to the wall, and you really do see wild card teams. End up going deep in the playoff, right? I mean, because they're playing balls to the wall baseball, and you saw it in college baseball, Avery. Like the number 1 seed has not won a national championship in what, 50 years? I thought
1999.
1999. Sorry, so
only one team's ever done it.
Only once the 1 seed has ever won the championship. So, would I prefer to win the division? Sure, I want to fucking just easily be in the playoffs and have to face potentially the worst team that's in it. But the wild card one also, it's like it's not the worst thing, but man, the Yankees are running away with this. The Jays are 9 games back right now, and it's almost like, what are we, like 3-4 weeks till the All-Star break? 9 games back.
We have 110 days left of baseball.
Yeah, and 9 games back is a lot, and the Jays were on a massive, pretty much winning series, and they still didn't even gain any fucking ground.
It just shows how good the Yankees are, and it fucking hurts me to say.
It's crazy because before the season, it was like their total. It just goes with betting, man. We were looking at that total. Like, this makes no sense. It was so high. The Yankees total was, I believe, the highest in the AL East before the season. Everyone's like, why? Like, because they didn't seem like they were going to be that good. I mean, they have like pretty much the same team as last year. And then what do you know, man? They come out and they fucking look fantastic this year. So, I mean, will they keep it up? I mean, it's pretty hard to keep up the pace they're at right now. So we'll see. But I want to see it'll be a good series to see how we stack up with them.
But the thing, dude, so we're facing 2 out of their 3 best starters, right? Like I wouldn't even say Montgomery's pretty good too. Montgomery's been very good. They are facing Ross Stripling, fucking Manoa, and Kikuchi. Like, that's who they get to play, you know? Like, yes, we should take some stock into how the Jays play this weekend, but it's not like they're pitching their big dogs. I want to see I want to see Barrios go against this team. I want to see Gossman. And this Yankees rotation has been dynamite, dude. Like, Garrett Cole is right now, I believe, I don't know if someone stat check me on this. Garrett Cole has, I believe, before his last start, he had the worst ERA in the rotation.
Yeah, you tweeted that out, didn't you?
Yeah, he has their worst ERA in their rotation. So at some point, man, it's like the Jays have to figure it the fuck out. This bullpen, the Yankees have a guy, is it Clay Holmes in their bullpen, who has a fucking .30? He hasn't given up a run since like April in the fucking bullpen.
Yeah, I think he has 30 consecutive scoreless outings.
It's like, dude, can we fucking get that?
Here's something that goes with your Ryu take. Imagine if we had Nasty Nestor in our rotation, right? Like, that's literally spells Ryu. I mean, a soft throwing lefty.
Soft throwing lefty, doesn't throw hard and just locates. And Ryu has never been able to do that. Ryu has never been able, I guess, to kind of locate his shit with the Jays. So I don't know, man. I mean, this Orioles series was a real reality check, because obviously going into this, we said the Yankees have had the easiest schedule. Yankees this, Yankees that. We got to get a reality check, because the Yankees did what they had to do. They were dog walking the shit teams, which is what the Jays can't do. The Jays played the Twins with half of their fucking roster. Correa wasn't even here. It was literally just Byron Buxton here. and the Jays lost the fucking series to them. The Yankees win that series 10 times out of fucking 10 right now. So I don't know. It's gonna be tough, but this weekend I'm trying to have positive vibes. But facing JMO and Garrett Cole back to back fucking screams nightmare fuel to me. It does.
What do you think? How is this fan base going to react if we get swept?
I think first of all, Yankees fans will be insufferable. They'll be like, oh, this division's the easiest thing of all time. I think, hear me. I think tomorrow, I hate to say put this tag on it. Tomorrow's a must win, right? You have to beat Jordan Montgomery. When you're facing JMO and Garrett Cole, you have to at least take that one, right?
I mean, two of these games are must win. So whatever one you want to pick, I'm fine with.
I think bottom line is we have to take one. I mean, we're outmatched. I mean, we're playing a hotter team. Like, look who we have going. I mean, we're outmatched. If we can take one this weekend, I would consider it like, okay. Like, but if we lose 3, that would be tough. But we're completely outmatched. I mean, we fucking stripling Kikuchi fucking going. Manoa, like, he's going to put up a fight. He's going to put up a game. He's pitched well against the Yankees, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that game's going to be
time.
So sick. That game
going to be a great game.
Tomorrow, I guess I could say, because this is when it drops, is going to be, in my opinion, one of the best games to watch this year. Manoa versus JMO, 2 guys that have been absolutely carving. And it's going to go show, like, can the Jays hit good pitching, right? I mean, the Jays this week, some of the dudes they faced, I mean, Bruce Zimmerman is maybe the worst pitcher in baseball, right? He's given up the most home runs in the AL. He was literally, the scouting report on Vladdy is very clear. Just don't throw him breaking balls like inside or fastballs up. That's all he was throwing Vladdy. It was fucking wild. So, dude, it's like, yeah. This weekend's going to be either on Sunday when we do the pod, we're either going to be severely depressed or we're just going to be like, holy fuck, this team's back. That's the only way. There's no in between. I seriously don't think there's an in between.
I agree with that. I don't think there's an in between. Life or death this weekend.
I'm excited to be back in the building, obviously, with some fantastic seats.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if SeatGeek had sponsored us, but I'll work on that.
The business guy will work on that, dude. JMO is 7-1 with a 2.93 ERA.
Jeez,
that is wild. Garrett Cole has a 3.33 ERA, which is the worst out of Yankee starters. Garrett Cole is the worst.
That's absurd, man.
And Avery,
jealous, dude. I'm jealous.
Avery, you by the way had made a good comment. So you made that post about Kevin Biggio. We might get cut off here, but you made that post about Kevin Biggio. We were going to apologize to him. Not anymore. I'm not. There's no apology, right? The next game, literally the next game after you posted that, the guy goes 0 for 3 with a sombrero.
We reverse jinxed, unfortunately. Sorry, Kevin.
Sorry, Kevin. You fucking hate to see that, dude. We reverse jinxed the fuck out of him. So sorry, Kevin. Send the next one. So we have a Twitter group chat where Avery sends us like tweets or whatever. We'll just send tweets. This is a crazy stat. So Trevor Richards, when he has appeared for the Toronto Blue Jays, the Jays record is 6-14. Is that good? Holy fuck, that's terrible, man.
I mean, you got to think though, like they're just like he's going in games. Like how many games does he go in where it's like a lost cause?
But that's not how they used him at the start of the year, right?
Yeah, that's definitely how they used him to start.
But that you're right. That's not how they used them. But I would have to look back to see how many games actually blown. I don't know if I really trust that stat.
Sure, well, his ERA is 5.
The stat's probably
probably
right. It's just where he gets used. It's a very cherry picked stat, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad I'm looking through the Twitter here. So we got to talk about that Kevin Gausman tweet. So obviously Kevin Gausman is a big weed guy, right? Many of us know that. He's a big weed guy. He's done interviews where he's legit on fucking Mars. He tweeted, "I didn't know Detroit was this close to Canada." I'm almost positive every human being knows that. Like, am I crazy for saying that? How high do you think he was? And maybe he should get off the fucking weed. Stephen A. Smith, stay off the weed. he had to be absolutely blitzed. And wait till he finds out about Seattle, right? Wait till he finds out where Seattle is.
We should have posted that. We should have posted that meme after his shit start. The Stephen A. Smith stay off the weed.
We can still do it.
That's funny. Maybe that could be our thumbnail or something or whatever.
No, you know what? You know what our thumbnail should be, Avery? It should be a picture of Kevin Gausman with that Snapchat filter, the high eyes.
I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but it sounds like a good idea.
No, dude, we already have a graphic. We already have a graphic. Remember that guy in the stands, like that was wearing the full Canadian, like the full Canada flag.
Oh no, he was wearing a morph suit. Right?
Yes, a morph suit. Yes, that's a fucking hilarious one.
Yeah, that is funny.
How is that enjoyable? How is that enjoyable to watch a game in that?
Dude, I've never actually put one of those suits on, but like it's gotta be like I'm kind of intrigued. Maybe that should be a bet. We have to go to a game in those suits.
I would hate my life. I have glasses. I wouldn't see. I wouldn't be able to see.
Is that worse than the uniform?
Hole. Maybe you cut a hole in the fucking thing.
That's
so
for
I put my
sure
glasses.
Worse than the uniform.
Has to be.
Just 3 dudes showing up in a morph suit.
I don't even think the uniform is that bad.
I think the morph suit would be not as bad because no one would know who you are.
Yes.
Yeah, we definitely want people to know who we are. So
yeah. Great point. It's a great point by Avery there. Checkmate, dude. It's yeah. So the Kevin Gausman thing, man. I mean, his last 2 starts have been. Do you think he's tipping his pitches? Like, what do you guys think it is? Obviously, we're not fucking pitching guys, but I thought the tipping of the pitches would be resolved, right? Like, I thought that was after, like in Detroit, didn't get resolved there.
So sorry, Johnny. I was on YouTube. I'm the worst with just rabbit holes of random shit on YouTube. Yesterday, I watched a Stony Brook University documentary. Okay, Stony Brook University. They made it to Omaha 2012, and they beat Kevin Gausman to get to Omaha. And
wow.
What these guys said is Kevin Gausman was tipping his pitches even in university.
Oh no.
So they could tell right out of his hand, like if it was a fastball or not. And I was like, motherfucker, I was not ready.
A light bulb went in your head. And the monkey.
I wasn't ready to get triggered by that. I wanted to see a nice story. And then it just comes back to the Blue Jays, just kicked me right in the dick. Kevin Gausman tipping his pitches.
I hope he figures it out.
That's some crazy insight, Dave.
I hope he figures it out.
But there was that one tweet that we saw where he was clearly tipping his pitches against the Twins. I don't know. The Tigers are too dumb to figure that out, I guess. But maybe the O's did today.
And going back to that bullpen shit, like, can you picture this team being a playoff team with fucking Trent Thornton coming out of the bullpen? Seriously.
He's been okay. But no, I can't.
No, man. Like, fuck.
We need four guys you can trust, I would say. Right now in the pen, who do you who do you trust? Do you even trust Jimmy anymore?
I do.
Okay,
Jimmy,
so you put
that
him
was
there.
a dime. Like that.
Okay, so you need 2. I think Pearson has a really good possibility of being one of those 4.
Yeah, for sure.
So then you're looking. I think you're looking for one more. I think Simber. He's played his role sometimes in that 4, but I think like that's just not the guy. I think
he's not a high leverage guy.
No, he's not.
He never will be. And
no,
it's just
we need to find a 4. We need to find a 4.
You need 4 guys, like core guys you can trust out of that bullpen. Like the Yankees have Clark Schmidt, I believe, is not too bad. He's out of the bullpen. Clay Holmes. Who else do they have? What's it called?
They have Chad Green.
Chad Green, he's pretty good too. Like it's just all the good teams have these guys. Like the Rays have these good guys. It's just you hate to see it, but if the Jays win this series, I'm gonna be the happiest human being. Like it's like we are all the way back. I will take a split against the Orioles if it means the Jays do this shit. I really will.
Need it.
Shove it up their asses, right?
Need it bad. Need it fucking bad. But there was one other thing that I wanted to talk about, but we'll go into this series recap this week. And obviously we went into the pitching matchup already. That's already something we've talked about. Yeah, so let's get your prediction, Avery. What your prediction first?
I can't say a sweep because I would be lying, but I think we go 1-2. We win the Manoa
Mhm.
start.
I'm on the 1-2 train.
You know what? Johnny Positive is going to go 2-1.
Nice, Johnny. Nice.
He's going to go 2-1. And hear me out. Like, yes, the Yankees are going to probably win 100 games this year. Like, that's just something we have to understand. Like, that's something we just have to embrace. The Yankees are going to win 96 games or 100 games.
Maybe
Easily.
120 games, it feels like.
At this point, and I'm not even
see.
trying
No, Johnny. Sorry to cut you off. I want the New York Yankees to set the record for the most amount of wins in the regular season this year. I want them to do it because it'll be fucking hilarious when they lose in the playoffs.
Yeah, it would. It would just be so.
I want them to keep winning. Win as many games as possible.
And by the way, this is another talking point we had to talk because we got into it today in the chat before we go into the series preview.
We had a great fucking week. I'll say that.
We had a great week of it.
We need
JR was on the side of Kirk is an elite when legit none of us was saying he was elite. We were just saying he was good.
This came directly from your mouth. Kirk is I'm pretty okay. It was something along the lines of Kirk is among the top hitters in the majors.
Which is stats wise, it is just true.
But it's just not, right? Like,
do you want me to go Ben Shapiro?
Sure. No. If you're saying,
know what I mean?
If you're saying analytics wise, yes, I agree.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, some areas not even top 10, top 15.
Maybe top 30.
Okay, stop it, Matt. Come on.
Okay, I have nothing against Kirk. The issue is he plays catcher. Catcher is the worst position in the majors. We obviously know that. I mean, he's got the all-star position locked up. I mean, the AL is horrendous. The catchers are fucking brutal.
Terrible.
Like,
Jose
Jesus.
Trevino's second best.
It's
Jonah
actually
Heim's third.
embarrassing. It's
Yeah.
actually embarrassing in general how bad the catcher position is at hitting in the majors. Like, it is by far the worst position ever. Second base was kind of creeping there like a couple years ago, but now like it's pretty good. But no, Kirk's got that locked up. But I think we need to stop. You guys keep bringing this storyline of because if he's in, like, it's hard to trade an all-star. Like, yeah, it is, but like it's also like, I mean, you could almost be blind and get the all-star at catcher right now in the AL. Like, who the fuck is he competing against?
Honestly, no one. He seriously isn't competing.
He seriously has it completely locked up. I mean, if he doesn't win it, then there is something seriously wrong.
You actually kind of persuaded me, though, JR. You kind of did because, hear me, I'm looking at this Jays lineup, right? And I see Gabriel Moreno, who is hitting 360. Like, I think it took Ali Rutschman like 10 games to have the same amount of hits as Gabriel Moreno has in 3 or 4, right? So we clearly have an elite hitting catcher on our hands. And you could say elite for Gabriel Moreno because he has all the tools. He's in the 99th percentile for speed. He's so good defensively. He has a fucking cannon and he mashes, right? So I could see this lineup and I could see Danny Jansen at catcher hitting in the 9-hole. Fine. Good defensive guy. Whatever. He's figured it out at the plate. It seems like he's figured it out on the plate the last 2 years, right? He's been pretty good. And I could see Gabriel Moreno maybe DHing or whatever, or them just flip-flopping, right? That is a really good lineup. That is a really good lineup. And if you could get Kirk, if you could trade Kirk for, honestly, even saying Luis Castillo is crazy because the Reds are just willing to do the worst trades ever. So you could probably trade like the 30th ranked prospect for Luis Castillo. If you could get, I just want a Luis Castillo type where a guy was like on a shit team, but he's a good pitcher. His stats are kind of elevated because he's on a bad team. If the Jays can flip a guy like Kirk to get Castillo and maybe like a prospect, I'm all in for it because Gabriel Moreno, if I asked you, right, if I say to you in 5 years, who do you think is going to be better, Kirk or Moreno? It's Moreno easily. Not even, I don't even think anyone's doubting that, right? Or am I crazy for saying that?
No,
I think just Kirk, like in reality, like what's his ceiling? Like he's not.
This is it.
Never,
I think this is it.
Right? Like
This is it.
He's been hitting 300. Like I'm pretty sure. Like you mentioned it, but he has been hitting over 300 like his entire career. I mean, he's always been an average guy. But the issue is that what I was telling you guys is like he plays that 6-7 hole like perfectly. Like it's what he does. He gets on base. He's got no speed and he doesn't really hit home runs. So like,
but that's same as Moreno though. Moreno's not a home run guy either. So you can't
Moreno's
be
not a home run guy, but at least he's not plugging the bases type thing. But the way I see it is we have a catcher with Kirk who's pretty much hit his. I wouldn't say who knows what he could be. He could be better. But I think right now, if you trade him last year compared to this year, that trade value is absurd for Kirk right now.
It is. And a hitting catcher.
I think you get an arm, and you get a bullpen arm.
But
with Kirk package.
Just based on keeping the fans happy, I don't think Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins have the balls to trade Alejandro Kirk. They don't.
It's going to be tough. But I don't think I see us making it. If we make any sort of deal, I don't see us moving into whatever, like going into playoffs with 3 catchers in this.
It just doesn't make sense. Legit. It doesn't make sense. And people are saying, let's wait till the end of the year with it. You can't name me a fucking playoff team that has had 3 catchers. Like what?
You could barely name one with I couldn't name you.
Did Salvador Perez have a fucking catcher behind him that was good DHing when he was on the Royals? Fuck no. Did Buster Posey have a guy behind? No. It doesn't make sense. And it
hurts both of their development too, I believe.
Yeah, it's terrible. You're the only way you get
pitchers too, right? Throwing to different catchers is a big difference. I mean, throwing to Kirk versus Moreno.
It just doesn't. And the people that are so fucking dumb and delusional, it's like, why don't we run it out with the 3 catchers? It doesn't make fucking sense when you have other needs. Clearly, the catcher position, you're clogged up. If the Jays had 5 outfielders, 6 outfielders, what would we be saying? We'd be saying the exact same thing. It's nothing against fucking Kirk or nothing against whatever, Moreno, Jano, whatever. It's nothing against these guys. If you have a very highly respectable catcher right now that can get you a shit ton of players and fill your needs, why not deal that when you already have 2 other guys that are clearly going to be good at the position too? It's like a basic math type of thing. And we're not crazy for even saying that.
I think the Jays, they looked at it, and I bet you they seriously contemplated okay, we're going to have to give up Moreno. Like Kirk's playing so well. And then something probably triggered where they were thinking we need to see what he has before we make a decision like this. And that's why they brought it. Cause it was kind of a shock, bringing him up. It was okay, it's about time you bring him up, but also you did have, we do have enough catchers. You technically didn't need to bring him up. And especially if you were planning on trading him. So I think bringing up shows that it's going to be Kirk gone.
Yeah, I think it will be too. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to roast us for that take. And I don't even think it's the craziest thing. And let's just think about this from a basic standpoint. If you are a workplace and you have 5 good salesmen to do one job, you lay guys off or you just or you switch their, the part. It's not the craziest thing to be doing. And you could get so much for Alejandro Kirk. And Lord knows, I mean, I hope he's a 300 hitter in his career. That would be awesome. But Moreno has a way higher fucking ceiling than him. That's not even a crazy take. Moreno is fast as fuck. He mashes. He's so good behind the plate, man. I don't know if you saw that throw he did with Kikuchi. He literally just flicked his wrist just right to. It was insane. And Kikuchi was like, "Holy shit!"
Only one person has a quicker pop time than Gabriel Moreno this year, and that's JT Realmuto.
Wow,
really?
Who is the epitome of a guy who's athletic catcher, right? And that's what Gabriel Moreno is.
Yeah, that I think if I clip that and put that on TikTok, we might get roasted for it. But I think it's gonna bring up a great discussion. It really will, because the people that are saying you need 3, why don't we just keep 3 catchers? Because we have Trent fucking Thornton out of the bullpen. That is why you fucking trade a catcher. Because we have Kevin Biggio in the 9 hole. Because we have fucking Kikuchi as our 4th best fucking starter. That is why you fucking trade all-star catcher, right? That is exactly why you do it. And JR made a great point. There is no teams on planet Earth that have 3 fucking good catchers. None.
Everyone rides one guy in playoffs. I mean, we could say let's be different. Let's ride 2 catchers. The value is just so high in having a good catcher that right now we could trade Kirk for if we package Kirk, we're getting a good arm in our starting rotation and a good bullpen arm.
Yeah. And what's that saying in football? If you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none, right? If you have two goalies, you have none in hockey. That's just that's it. So we had to bring that up because you made a lot of good points and obviously swayed me. But I do think if I'm trading a guy tomorrow, gun to my head, it's Kirk. That's it. That's who you have to trade. So that's a good.
People will bitch, but then they won't. Those
because
are the type of people who don't name a player.
Then
they don't name
like,
a player.
Yeah, then they'll see like Luis Castillo. Like the same people that bitched are the ones that traded about that were complaining about. Oh my God, we traded Austin Martin. What the fuck is Austin Martin doing now? What the fuck is Simeon Woods Richardson doing right now? They're both like Simeon Woods Richardson is trash right now. I believe he's been trash.
No, yeah, for sure. I think you have to look. Fans need to look at it as like you don't get many chances at winning a World Series. Like you do what it takes to make your roster better, and if it makes your roster better and better shot the World Series, that's really all that matters.
I don't understand also why some people are like, oh, okay, we're going to go for it. If we win a World Series, we'll be trash for the next 7 years. Who gives a fuck? If you win a World Series, that's the fucking top. There's a banner up there. You have a ring ceremony. The fans, we haven't seen that since 1993. So was that worth it? Fucking, I mean, like my parents and stuff still talk about how unreal that run was back-to-back years. It happens so rare. The Cubs didn't win one for fucking 100 years. You think they wouldn't sacrifice the World Series to be shit for 7 years? They're not even complaining right now because they're dog shit. They won it fucking 6 years ago. So the whole fucking saying like, oh, we're going to go all in now, then ruin our future. Fuck the future.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, we could, like, that's the thing. You could be, some teams play like that. There's an average team for fucking forever, man. Like
the Rays. That's what the Rays have been.
We saw what happened when we went all in, and like, this is our another shot. I see this as another shot. I mean, we had a really good shot at winning the World Series in 2015, 2016. We went all in.
2 wins away. 2 wins
and
away.
Look, we're fucking like what? I guess 5 years later, and I see us exactly and potentially a better situation than when we were before.
Yeah.
Like, so it's exciting, but we got to do. It's going to be tough front office. Holy fuck, man! I would not want to. I mean, like, if they want to hand up, if they want me in there, but but that's going to be like, it's going to be some late nights in that front office. They're
losing sleep over it. They're losing sleep over it because they see. They keep rolling out Kikuchi every 4 days, going up against fucking Garrett Cole on Sunday. And they'll be like, oh, the Yankees have 5 guys that can pitch every single day that give another team nightmares. The Jays don't. The Yankees hitters are looking at this schedule this weekend. I guess this is a part of the series preview. Avery, the Yankees are looking at the rotation this weekend, studying film, and they're fucking licking their chops, right? They're licking their fucking chops.
They've done it to every single pitcher this year. I don't think that Yankees lineup is worried about pretty much anyone they face.
There's gonna be some hopefully some fireworks tomorrow when we're at the game.
They lit up McClanahan for fuck's sakes.
Fucking Higashioko's hitting home runs off Shane McClanahan. That's when I knew I just had to like turn off the TV and just take the lot.
Dude, it's like if they're mashing Shane McClanahan who throws 100 miles an hour from the left side, Kikuchi's gonna look like a slow pitch pitcher to him, right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's only 4 miles an hour difference. You'll get up.
Yeah, it looks like a slow pitch pitcher. I don't know. We'll see. But JR, what's your weekend prediction? I don't know if you gave it yet.
I had same as Abe, 1 and 2. I think like we're just outmatched here. We're playing as a hotter team. I really am interested to see how we match up though against them. It's been a little bit since we played them. So, but if we take 1 here, I'm not mad. I'm just like, okay, like, I mean, they're just a better team right now, and they have a way better fucking pitching matchup. So 1 and 2 is my prediction.
Yep. And I'm gonna try to say 2 and 1. Because I hate Garrett Cole. I'm gonna say the Jays.
We do hit Garrett Cole well.
Vladdy does. I don't know if Vladdy does. So I'm going to say Jays win tomorrow, or I'm going to say Jays win Saturday, Sunday. They lose tomorrow, which is the craziest game that you would ever think that they would lose. But I'm going to say they lose tomorrow, but tomorrow's
after John, you just said tomorrow's a must win.
Tomorrow is a must win, but
they'll lose.
You know what? I'll say they win Friday, Sunday then. Friday, Sunday.
Okay.
Win. Friday, Sunday, they win. Saturday, JMO carves. Because Manoa rarely gets run support, right? I feel like the Jays have just fucked him every single time, besides a couple starts. So, but So I'm assuming, JR, I don't know if like the trial hoodies are going to be here next week, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah. So trial hoodies are going to be here middle of next week, pretty much. So once we have those, let's fire up a little pre-sale for the boys. We'll show them off. We'll get a little photo shoot going at my house. And then we'll post on socials. You guys are going to love these.
Yeah, I'm juiced for them, man. As always, man, and Avery and I were talking about this earlier, like the listens just keep doubling. The TikTok videos just keep doubling views. Like the follow, we're almost at 1,700. They'll probably be at 1,700 by the time this drops. I think we already might be right now. I'm not sure, but the support's been crazy, man. It really has been. Obviously, it wouldn't be possible with the listeners, the Instagram followers, everyone that DMs us. I mean, we had. I'm gonna give him a shout out. He was in Punta Cana and like just he sent a picture of Gate 14 in the airport. I believe every airport has Gate 14, but just his name's Paul Bianchi. He's like the Toronto rep in the pod in Punta. Just incredible shit. Like just stuff like that just fires me up. So I do appreciate all the support you guys give us, man. It's massive. It sucks we couldn't do the full Jersey game tomorrow, but I want to give you guys the best content possible, and that just wouldn't be a thing if we did it tomorrow. Like it wouldn't be, and that just sucks to say it, but it wouldn't be. There would be no no one would be filming it. We wouldn't be together as a group. We wouldn't have like a section where people know we're sitting in. It would be a clusterfuck. So it'll be rescheduled. No, been awesome. That's why we do it, for the people, right? There it is. Any last words, fellas, before we cut it off here? Have a great weekend, by the way, everyone. Let's give it to the Yankees. Get in the bullpen guys' ears. Let them fucking hear it. All right, let's fucking go here.